The Kansas City Chiefs are playing some impressive football right now with a 9-1 record.
They're doing it without some key pieces, too.
Yeah, you're right about that. Isiah Pacheco, the running back, has been out for quite a while.
Week 2 against the Bengals is when he fractured his fibula. It's been a long road back.
I mean, it's amazing they've been able to keep winning. But they do have some tough games coming up on the schedule. What kind of impact do you think not having him out there has had on the offense so far?
Well, they really miss his explosiveness, I think.
In what way?
I mean, before the injury, he was averaging 6.4 yards every time he carried the ball. That's a big threat defenses have to respect. Without that, teams have been able to really key in on Mahomes and the passing attack.
It seems like they had those fumbling issues early on with Carson Steele, and then they brought in Kareem Hunt.
Right.
What's Hunt been able to do in the role?
I mean, he's been solid for sure, averaging over 72 yards a game.
Okay.
But he doesn't really have that same home run hitting ability that Pacheco does.
So it sounds like Pacheco might be coming back pretty soon.
Yeah.
What's the thought process behind holding him back if he's healthy enough to be out there?
I think the Chiefs are looking at the big picture. They've got the Panthers coming up next, and that's a very winnable game, even without Pacheco.
You think so?
Yeah, and why risk him getting re-injured? This is a chance to kind of ease him back into things.
So they're probably aiming for those December games then, huh?
Yeah.
Especially that Chargers matchup.
Exactly. The Chargers are always a huge game, division rival. Plus, that one could have major implications for playoff seeding. Having Pacheco back at 100% for that one would be a huge boost. Plus, it gives them some more time to see how things shake out at running back.
The Chiefs have Super Bowl aspirations, of course. They're going for their 3rd straight title, which is a pretty incredible goal. How important do you think Pacheco being out there is to that championship push?
I think it could be a major factor. You add a strong running game to that offense, and all of a sudden they're even more dangerous. Plus, it helps keep Mahomes off the field and controls the clock. That's so important when you get to the playoffs where games can come down to the wire.
Speaking of missing players, the Chiefs are 9-1 without Pacheco, like we talked about. And they've also been without Charles Omenihu. He's been out since week 1 with that ACL injury.
Right.
What does that say about the depth of this team and the coaching staff being able to adapt to those losses and keep winning?
It just goes to show you the kind of program Andy Reid has built.
How so?
It's a next man up mentality, and they haven't skipped a beat despite those big injuries. It says a lot about how resilient and adaptable this team is. But to make another deep playoff run, you need everyone healthy and playing their best.
There have been some other struggles on offense too, though, like Xavier Worthy, the rookie receiver. He hasn't really lived up to expectations. And Travis Kelce, as great as he still is, he's getting up there in age.
Worthy's struggles are kind of normal for a rookie. The NFL is a huge jump up in competition.
Why is that?
The speed of the game is just different, and defenses are much more complex. It takes time to get comfortable.
What about Kelce?
Well, even though he's not the same dynamic player he used to be, he still brings so much experience and leadership.
So what are the biggest adjustments Pacheco is going to need to make when he comes back?
Well, I think the big thing is getting back to that explosive running style.
Right.
After that kind of injury, that can take some time. And the offense might be different, too. Now that he's been out for a while, it'll be interesting to see how he fits back in. But he's a very talented player with a great work ethic. I think he'll be fine.
His return could really have a ripple effect on the whole offense, don't you think?
Absolutely. If he's back to his old self, it will give Mahomes even more options in the passing game. And the running game should open up, too. The Chiefs are good now, but imagine what they can do with a healthy Pacheco in the mix.
This is going to be fun to watch play out. The Chiefs are on a mission to win another Super Bowl. And Pacheco's return just adds another layer to their story.
Holding him back could be a really smart move when it's all said and done.
The Chiefs are definitely built for the long haul. They've got that winning culture, a great quarterback, and a coaching staff that's always one step ahead. But if they want to get back to the Super Bowl, they need to stay healthy and get all their guys back on the field.
These next few games are going to be really telling. They need to figure out how to win now while also making sure they're setting themselves up for the long term. It's a balancing act for sure.
So the question is, how much will Pacheco's return change things up on offense? Will they commit to running the ball more, or do they stick with a pass-first style that's gotten them this far?
It might depend on who they're playing and how the game is going. The best thing about this offense is they can adapt and attack whatever weakness they see.
And now they have another weapon. This season has been all about resilience for the Chiefs, making tough decisions and staying focused on that ultimate goal of winning another championship. And now they're getting a key piece back. It'll be interesting to see what happens next.
Every game in the NFL is a story, and the Chiefs' story is only getting more interesting.
We'll be watching closely as they navigate the rest of the season.
Yeah, those games coming up are going to tell us a lot about their chances of making another run at a title. They've had to overcome so much this season.
It really is remarkable.
To be 9-1 with all these injuries is a credit to their depth and the coaching staff.
Makes you wonder how good they could be if they were fully healthy. Someone like Pacheco brings a whole other element to the offense with that explosiveness.
Right. He's a guy who can break tackles and make big plays. It'll be interesting to see how his return changes the way they call plays. Do they start running the ball more, especially in those short yardage situations?
I was wondering the same thing. Or maybe they keep using him as a decoy to keep defenses honest and open things up for the passing game.
That's the beauty of it. Andy Reid and the coaching staff can get creative and adjust the game plan to fit whoever's out there. Speaking of adjustments, it's been a bit of a rough go for Xavier Worthy so far. The rookie receiver hasn't quite found his footing yet.
It's a tough transition to the NFL for any young receiver.
He really is.
The speed of the game is so much faster.
Yeah.
And defenses are so much more complicated.
You're exactly right.
And even a guy like Travis Kelce, he's still an amazing tight end.
Oh, absolutely.
But you can tell he's not the same player he was a few years ago. Father Time is undefeated. But even with all that, they're still winning games, 9-1. That says something about the talent level on this team and their ability to bounce back from adversity.
You need that to be a championship contender. They haven't played their best every week, but they find ways to win.
When you look ahead to the playoffs, it's all about staying healthy.
Couldn't agree more. You need a little luck in that department if you want to make a deep run. And the Chiefs have already had their share of bad luck this year.
These next few weeks are going to be huge, especially that game against the Chargers.
The Chargers are always a tough matchup. It's a divisional game, so there's always extra intensity. Plus, that one could determine playoff seeding. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Pacheco if he's back for that one.
His return adds so much to that offense.
No doubt about it.
It gives them options. Run the ball, throw the ball, keep defenses guessing.
That's why a lot of people are picking them to win it all again. They have the experience, the coaching, and the talent.
You can't forget about the Bills and the Bengals, though. The AFC is loaded with contenders.
Every team that makes the playoffs has a chance to win it all. But I wouldn't count the Chiefs out.
This final stretch of the season is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
It is.
Every game matters.
And for a team like the Chiefs, they're not just trying to make the playoffs. They're trying to put themselves in the best position to win it all. It all comes down to staying healthy, getting guys back from injury, and staying locked in.
This season has had its ups and downs for Chiefs fans. But one thing's for sure, this team never gives up. They always find a way to compete.
That's what Andy Reid has instilled in them. It's a culture of resilience and hard work.
It's an incredible story.
It is.
And we're seeing another chapter unfold right in front of us. They're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. It's going to be fun to watch.
I'm excited to see what happens next.
It's a privilege to watch a team like this.
They really represent what's great about football, the competition, the drive to be the best.
And they do it the right way.
I'm excited to see what the rest of this season holds for them. They don't shy away from challenges. They seem to get stronger when things get tough.
You could tell they put in the work. They're prepared, and they make adjustments during the game.
They're already one of the best teams in the league, but they still try to find ways to get better.
They're not just satisfied with winning. They want to be the best.
That attitude starts at the top.
What do you mean?
I mean the front office, the coaches, the players. Everyone buys into it.
So it's become part of their DNA, this winning culture.
Absolutely. It's the result of years of hard work and dedication.
But they're not satisfied with what they've already accomplished.
Right. They know you can't just rest on your past success.
Especially in the NFL. Things change so fast.
You got to be able to adapt, find new ways to win.
And the Chiefs seem to be pretty good at that, trying new things.
They're not afraid to take risks.
And that's what makes them so much fun to watch. You never know what they're going to do next.
It's always exciting. Big plays, creative play calling.
It all comes down to talent and belief. They believe in themselves and what they can accomplish.
The Chiefs are a team that inspires.
They really are.
They show what's possible when you work hard and chase your dreams.
They've set the standard for everyone else.
What do you think the future holds for them?
The Chiefs are built to win for a long time. I think they have a lot more success ahead of them.
We're lucky to be able to watch this all unfold. They're more than just a team.
What do you mean?
They're a family. A brotherhood. They fight for each other.
And they never give up.
They've shown the world what it means to be a champion.
And I think there are more championships in their future.
I think you're right.
It's been a pleasure talking about the Chiefs with you.
I always enjoy it.
It's a team that deserves all the praise they get.
I can't wait to see what they do next.
Goodbye, and see you in the next video.